day, everybody. Good day, good day, good day, America. This is Tom Truong, your host for today's Wednesday Executive Overview. Today, we launch season 2 of Big Win Wednesday. We have an action-packed program for you this evening, this afternoon, wherever you're calling in from around the world. We have the first up is the Icon series. An Icon agent here at eXp Realty is an agent who starts off the year at 80% commissions, and then they sell up to $80,000 in gross commission income. In most markets, that's about $3.2 million in sales volume in a 2.5% market, or 2.667 million in a 3% market. From there, they graduate to 100% commission minus a $250 fee. And then it's a race before their anniversary date resets to add another 20 transactions. And when they do that, they achieve the Icon status, something that's extremely exciting. It's a coveted position here in our company. And an Icon gets their entire $16,000 that they paid into the company back in company stock. So that's what we're going to start with. We have my very good friend, Rodrigo Felipe in the northern Los Angeles area. He's going to pour into you. He's going to keep it pretty simple. He's going to share with you his 10 secrets on how to become a top agent and selling a boatload of houses. The second portion of this event starts on the second hour is where we do eXp Explained. You can feel free to stick around and learn about that and why this model, this platform is exploding across the country and across the world, now taking us to 23 countries and 86,000 agents. We've got 2 rock stars who's going to be sharing their story and showing the model. Calvin Wong and Daniel Eng will be on that one. And then at the top of the third hour, we have another one of our rock stars, Trey Fullen, who's going to come in and share with you his 4 secrets, his 4 steps on how to build a national sales organization and possibly international as well. Okay, so my name is Tom Truong. Again, we've got some co-hosts in the house. Guys, please feel free to help us moderate. There's a group chat. There's a chat there. Feel free to type in your questions. And if our moderators can answer the chat right away, they'll help us do that. And if not, we'll handle all of the questions at the end. Mr. Rodrigo Felipe, are you ready to go?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is
afternoon.
Felipe from Los Angeles.
Let me do this, Rodrigo. Let me introduce you.
Okay.
Rodrigo lives in greater Los Angeles, northern Los Angeles. He's a father, he's a husband, he's a community leader. He gives back as a local chapter president for the Asian Real Estate Association of America, their local chapter. He is a sales rock star. And Rodrigo, why don't you start by just sharing with us a little bit about your story and how you came into the real estate market, and then you take it from there, man. And then whenever you're ready, launch into your training for us.
Okay, yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. As our mentor Tom Truong actually mentioned, I'm actually from Los Angeles area where agents are more than buyers and sellers. So if you're gonna be like an agent here, you're probably gonna have probably like 5 or 10 agents competing to each other actually just to get one client. So this is actually one of the pretty top market, Los Angeles, because all the majority or most of the rock stars are actually here. So I mean, it really depends on you on how to get the deal or on how do you become different from the other agents. But I started the business way back 2012. So I used to work with Exit real estate, and then after 2 years of working with Exit, I moved to Prudentials, then HomeSmart, and then because of Tom, I mean he was able to bring me to eXp, which actually I'm so thankful because I actually not double up my business, but I learned a lot from these organizations, and I was able to save more monies because the most important thing actually when we do business is saving money. And then at the same time, of course, we want to make sure that we are actually improving the business every time we do the business. So, and at the same, currently I'm also the president of Asian Real Estate Association of America here in North Los Angeles chapter. So where we have members, we do events. So you pretty much, I'm pretty busy too. So not only like, in my family, I have like 3 kids. I have multiple clients that I'm serving also. I mean, a lot of things, but, I was able to meet my goal because, I wrote my goals every day. I want to make sure that I'm reaching it like, every month, or not a month, every other 3 months, every 2-3 months. So this is it. So
Rodrigo, that's pretty good. A lot of times when we talk about when people talk about how do real estate agents achieve success, and one of the things that there's the common thread among all successful real estate professionals is they have goals, they write them down, and they review them on a daily basis. And I love that you share that. Those are sort of the basic building blocks. And you wouldn't believe how many agents that we come across, you coach them, I coach them, where you ask them, show me your goals. Are they written down? And they don't, right? So you're gonna share with us all of that and how you write down your goals and you review them all the time. I'm curious, Rodrigo, do you share your goals with others? Like, who holds you accountable?
well, I actually have a mentor also that I talk to him daily because that somebody that check you every day is the most important thing, because you need to know. I mean, I know you guys are great agents, but you need someone actually to help you reach your goal, because if nobody check you or follow up with you, trust me, I mean, it's not gonna be easy, because real estate is actually one of the most stressful business out there. I mean, every 3 months. That's why majority of the agents, sometimes when they don't sell anything, what happened is actually they quit. So this is the reason why we need to have someone actually to make us accountable, to make sure that we actually could do everything that we plan.
I love it. So give the audience, what is your sales volume over the last year, and how many transactions did you do last year? And then we're going to dive right into your training.
I'm actually averaging about 40 sales, per year, and the price is about $700,000 after the average.
That is awesome. So if I do the math, 40 sales times $700,000, you are a $28 million producer, and 40 sales, folks, is basically every 1.3 days he has a closing. Every 1.3 days. Rodrigo has another closing. Rodrigo, go ahead and get right into your training, man.
Okay, so let me share you this. This, it's not really a secret, because these are actually basic that we do every day, but we just want to make sure that we implement it from morning to evening, because this is important things.
That's right. And
So
in this shifting market, how many, while you pull that up, right? In this shifting market, this is what we're hearing from all the experts, from all the icons in the business, all the rock stars in the business. We have been hearing for months now, get back to basics. Whatever your basics are, do more of your basics. And Rodrigo is going to share with you no different. The challenge is a lot of agents who aren't achieving a high level of sales volume forget about the basics, right? And this is what he does, get back to basics and doing the things that are successful. Real estate was not invented this year or this decade. Real estate has been around for a century or more, right?
That's
and
right.
So all Rodrigo does, he's taken the best of the best tools, tips, training, and disciplined himself to do these basic 10 steps. Go ahead, Rodrigo.
Okay, thank you so much, Tom. I mean, I have like I want to share with you the top 10, how to become a successful real estate agent in 10 steps. I mean, these are basic, pretty much. As an agent, actually, we do these things, but sometimes actually we forgot or we didn't really implement all of these things. So number one, be available. Hold on, let me share it with you. Be available. So, what do you mean by be available? I mean, as an agent, you want to make sure that, you might be working with 5 different clients at one time. But if you cannot give your undivided attentions to each person, you can kiss your profit goodbye, right? With the advent of caller ID, answering the phone and collecting potential client information is easier than ever. We have a lot of, gadgets. We have a lot of things that, we use right now actually as an agent. And of course, there will be times when you are genuinely unavailable to get your phone on time, but when possible, respond to a call from a current customer. Chances are they have a simple problem that has a simple solutions. Take 5 minutes to help them out and you'll become a hero. Most of the time when you call an agent, why did the buyer and sellers actually, when somebody call you, you need to answer them right away. Within 5 minutes, 60 seconds to 5 minutes is the most. Actually, you have to get back to them and call them back. Because if you don't answer them or if you don't call them back, trust me, they're gonna call another agent. So availability is one of the keys, actually, to be a successful agent. It is also equally important to ask every client about their preferred method of communications. Do they like text, email, or old school phone calls? Some of them actually, they want WhatsApp. If it's international, some of them, they want text, some of them, they want calls. I mean, it depends. So you have to ask them and find out what's really the most important ways of communication do they want, or mediums of communications they want. Let me tell you something. Clients will also notice when you take the time to personalize their experience and remember the little things. Everything that we tell to our clients, trust me, they remember it. So that's why whatever you promise to your client, even little things, you have to do it. Because they will always remember. We talk to a lot of different clients, but when your client talk to you, they probably talk to 1 or 3 different agents. But when you promise things something, you have to deliver or you have to do it. Otherwise, they're gonna remember it. So that's number one, be available. Number 2, you have to set the goals. This is the thing that actually mentioned is telling us a while ago. So we have to set the goals. Can you see it?
Yes, we see it now.
Okay.
You might want to do slideshow from current slide if you want to do that, so it expands the whole thing for us, but it's up to you, man.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see.
Slideshow. Okay. There you go. Beautiful. Thank you.
Set goals is actually the second one. Why set goals? Did you know that 80% of the agent doesn't set goals? Additionally, only 3% of the people who do set goals have those goals written down somewhere. And sometimes actually, before actually, we don't really have like notes. We don't really have, we don't have like iPad. We don't have things like that. So we wrote it actually on the small piece of paper. How many agent does that, until now? So everyone doing it like, you wrote it in your phone or maybe you wrote it in your iPad. So however, if you do take time to physically write down your goals, you will be 80% more likely to achieve them. There is no reason you shouldn't add goal setting your daily business to-dos with a statistic like that. So goal setting is important for all real estate entrepreneurs like us who want to be successful, or as goals give you a way track and measure progress. How can you tell if your business is improving if you don't know how to hold up of the competitions? Setting a specific, smart or measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-bound goals is a surefire way to lock in success. So this is important, actually, setting your goals, because without setting your goals, like for instance, okay, I wanted to be an icon agent next year, but how are you going to do that? you have to write down what do you need to do, how many sales do you need to do every month, and make sure that you are actually hitting that goal. Otherwise, you're not gonna reach it. So setting your goals is the most important thing. Actually, one of the most important thing on this, as a successful real estate agent. So that's number 2. So number 3, let me share it to you with you.
Everyone in the chat,
Have a marketing
do me
plan
a
in
favor.
place.
Everyone in the chat, type in the chat. Have how available are you? That was the number 1. Number 2 is, do all of you, how many set goals? Type that down for me. I want to see who in the audience who's setting goals. Go ahead, Rodrigo. Number 3.
Yeah, number 3 is actually have a marketing plan. Have a marketing plan in place. If you can set up a marketing campaign and subsequently automate it in its process, you will way ahead of the game. The key to success in automated marketing is trifold. You must hit all your bases and all personalized. You have to personalize every customer experience without reinventing the wheel every time you launch a new campaign. Use new technology. We have KV Core. We have a lot of tools that we have, as an EXP agent. I don't know if everyone are from EXP, but in EXP alone, we have tons of tools that we can even use. Sometimes we don't even know how to use it. That's why it is important to study it, to at least do 1 hour, watching the video, watching the tool, on how to use the tools. Otherwise, you're gonna be swamped. I mean, including me. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of things that I need to study too. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm busy also, so it's not easy for me. And be sure to define your target audiences. Once you find a strategy that works for you, you can duplicate the process across the multiple mediums. The content on your piece of direct mail may seamlessly transition into social media posts and vice versa. Don't be afraid to think outside of the box and always look for ways to improve efficiency. So sometimes we have to ask ourselves, what plan or what marketing plan are we doing right now? Are we calling our target? Are we calling our, sphere of influence? Or do we have any do we have funds or money that, we could use to do like social media advertisements like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn? So we have to do something actually to create, result. Otherwise, if you don't do these things, it's gonna be hard for you to be, a successful agent. And become a number 4.
Hey, before we move to 4, Rodrigo, I'd love to make a comment here. I know you have this, but my question for the audience is on number 3, have a marketing plan in place. So we're all real estate agents. Rodrigo, how many times have you gotten a call about one of your sellers? Someone wants to call you and say, hey, Rodrigo, I want to list, I want you to come over and take a look at my house to list or sell my house. Or I found your listing online and I want to go take a look. Can I see the house? I'm a buyer, I want to go look at it. And how many times do agents aren't prepared, meaning they don't have a buyer's agreement or buyer presentation all ready to go right here, right now, or a listing presentation ready to go right here, right now? How important is having a listing presentation and a buy presentation, in other words, a marketing plan in your hand and updated to the day, right here, right now? Comment on that for me.
Actually, or a script, because the script is actually one of the most important things. Also, when the buyer or seller called you, you need to find out what you need to tell them. Otherwise, they're gonna think that,
right.
You know what you're doing actually. So
part of the marketing plan is a script. I love it. All right, man.
Okay, so let's go to next. Become an expert in your market. This is one of the best thing actually. Becoming an expert, because every agents actually they're saying that they are the number 1 agent actually in their market. So if everyone are number 1, who's going to be the number 2? You know what I mean? So everyone is saying, oh, this is the number 1. I am the number 1 agent here in this market. I am the number 1 agent in this community. But honestly, becoming an expert in your market is, this is important, since information about anything and everything right now is readily available online. Home buyers are less inclined to enlist the services of agents and investors. Who needs a realtor when you can read Trulia or Redfin's blogs and get all your answers for free? When it comes down to it, the one thing an agent can offer to customer that the internet can is experience. If you present yourself as the expert in your market, a top leader, if you will, home buyers will have no choice but to work with you. Expert agents recommend sticking to your local area because standing reputation is key. The field of real estate also dominantly works through referrals. Referrals is one of the things also. So practicing in place where people know your grants, you automatic credibility. This in turn will increase your chances of being given business. Staying up to date on the latest news in your industry and sticking to your local market is the best way to get ahead. Check how many deals happening on the MLS. I mean, every day I see to it that I know how many sales do they have at the MLS, and I want to make sure that I know how many listings do they have on a specific city or a specific area that I have a buyers, because those are important also. How many people or how many agents here are checking the MLS every day?
I know when I was selling full-time all the time, doing about the volume you did, 36 to 40 transactions a year, every day, twice a day, I would check my inventory. That's how I become an expert.
That's correct. So that is one of the key. Those are very simple because we all have access to the MLS, but we just have to check it, like to check it twice a day and make sure that you know what's going on in the market. As we all know, the wonderful world of real estate is always cyclical. There are periods where the business is going up and we are really excited. And there are periods where the market is going down, like what's happening right now, and we are not quite excited as before. Like 6 months ago, like first quarter of this year, everyone are fighting, on the listing, everyone are fighting, to buy properties. But this time, honestly, it actually twisted. There is that in between time where the market becomes somewhat up. And for anyone that has been in the real estate industry for some length of time, you have experienced all of this on a regular basis. How many agents here are, in the business for more than 20 years?
How many have been in the business more than 20 years? Christy Davidson is.
Okay.
Maddie J is. Yep.
So
we got some seasoned agents here. Gloria Seppin is. Wow. Incredible.
Daniel is on also. Oh, go ahead, Daniel.
Johnson. Wow. Okay. Sue Chung, you too, more than 20 years. Amazing. Okay. I've been in the business for 17 years.
Wow. So
Daniel Lang, 21.
More than
Wow.
20 years too.
25 years, Sue, 27. Amazing. Woo! We got some, Rodrigo, you got some rock stars listening in on you today, boy.
I know. So yeah, normally the cycles run every 5 to 6 years. Although the cycle in the late 90s to 2005, 2006 was a little bit longer than the most anticipated. The long market actually became disadvantaged for most real estate agents. Agents actually believed that the long upward trending market was a normal market, when in essence, a long upward trending market or a long downward trending market is abnormal. For those of us that have been through multiple upswings and downturns over the years, the worst we have seen was from mid-2006 and 2011. So people that's been in business for 20 years, they pretty much encountered all these things. If we look at the most cycles in real estate, we all have 4 to 5 years of good market, 12 to 12 months of an adjustment or downswing, and then we start the upward cycle again. As we both know, this certainly wasn't what happened from 2006 to 2011. My personal belief is unless there's a major worldwide economic collapse, which is unlikely to take place again, we will not see another cycle like what we saw in 2006 and to 2011. In the US, the government has taken many steps to protect the home ownership and to keep those types of problems from happening again, although certain portion of our industry have not learned their lessons yet, it appears. If you look at the recovery from the last great recessions, which started for the most industry in the mid 2011 and has continued for the last 4 to 5 years, it would only be natural for us to hit another cyclical benchmark, primarily because of the time lapse. What is the first sign of market adjustment? What is, anybody know what is the first sign of market adjustment? Can I ask the audience?
Everyone type it in the chat. What Rodrigo is asking us, the price change comes up. What is the first sign of a market adjustment? Days on market, maybe getting longer or getting shorter. Stagnation.
Increase inventory.
Increase in inventory is what Rodrigo is saying. Less showings. That's right.
Followed by listing days on market being extended.
Yeah. Inventory increase.
Yeah. Price reductions. So is it happening right now in our market or in your market?
It sure is in Massachusetts. Well, listing inventory is not up. Days on market is up.
Right.
Foreclosures is what Gloria said.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole point of this is become an expert in your market so you know what is happening locally in your market, right, Rodrigo?
That's right, yeah. So that's the reason why you need to do, more, whatever that you're doing right now, I think you have to double it to make sure that you're going to be ahead of the market. So
yeah,
what is causing the adjustment? First, it's been a 7-year period of recovery. Second, there has been enormous uncertainty in the stock market over the last 4 to 5 months. And the slowdown, many people, when it comes to purchasing a home, having the money for a down payment, it has certainly slowed down a lot of investors. And it slowed down purchasing in the upper end. At the same time, the extended period of debates among the presidential hopefuls, I believe, has created a lot of economic concern for people, which has slowed down the market slowdown also. And with another thing, whether the market is good or bad, at a strong, successful mindset, a strong skills, and the right activities will always conquer the market and put you in a position to win. At the same time, if you are fortunate today to be living in a good market still, going very strong and ascending, these ideas will just speed up the assumptions for you. So if you are actually living in a great market still this time, then you're gonna be winning this shifting market. Or in a declining market, the key is to take more listing, as many as you can this time, as quickly as possible. Why? In a declining market, only certain percentage of the listings will be selling. How many people has listing here that don't sell in 1 month?
I have one right now, man.
6 months ago, the listing is selling within 1 to 3 days, right?
Yeah.
Upon putting it on the market, but now it took like months. So the more listing that you could get, the better for you as an agent. The person with the largest inventory automatically has the numbers of working in their favor. Don't take them overpriced. In fact, you may have to turn some down, but build your inventory starting today to get the percentage and numbers working for you. So the more listings that you get, the better for you, because what's happening right now is like you potentially gonna have like 10 listings, but maybe you could only sell like 3, 4, or 5, or half of it. It's hard. I have about 6 or 7 listings right now, but majority of them are sitting on the market. It's it's changing the buyer's mindset right now. And also, look at your inventory carefully. Any seller that does not have a strong motivations, consider giving the listing back. And any seller that has a strong motivation, ask for a reasonable price reductions, because some of us actually we are afraid of asking like $100,000. Here in Los Angeles, actually, the listings about right now it's about $1 million, 700, 800 to like 2 million, 3 million. So ask them to price it down like $100,000, not $20,000, because if your listing is 295,000 and it should be at 275. Don't ask for $2,000 price reduction. Otherwise, you cannot sell. It's going to be hard to sell. I mean, and then the seller needs to be oriented actually on what's going on in the market. Look carefully at your plan of attack on how are you working on your database also. That is the thing, the key also. If you are doing what you always have done, it is certainly time to upgrade, improve your database. Improve the quality of eliminating ones that will never respond to you. Add to your database, upgrade your approach and upgrade your marketing. Because sometimes we have like 3,000 people actually in our database, but we only communicate maybe like how many? Like 100. If you automate your your follow-ups, then it's good for you. But if you don't, try to shrink down your database and focus more on the people actually that that talks to you. Also, a strong skill improvement program is important. Whether the market is going up or down, the salesperson or the strongest skill is going to win the game. So we need to improve. Right now, actually, what I'm doing, I keep on attending like classes. I keep attending like different information, because these are the things that we need to have right now. A strong skills. Can you go up against the best to win a fair percentage of the time?
Are you still on becoming an expert on your market, or did you move on to build relationships? Step 5.
What did you say? Sorry.
Where are you now? Was step 4 or step 5?
I'm still at the step 4.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of stuff, man. Love it.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah. Do I still have time? Because I don't know.
No, you're doing great for time. What you got?
Okay.
You got another. Let's call it 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then we want to go to Q&A.
Okay. Another thing is a strong mental toughness mindset. When a market goes up, gets shaky or declines, the first thing that suffers for most agents actually is our head. You know what I mean? Because we're thinking, oh, what's going to happen in the market? If we are actually giving advice to our clients, we need to be, have a good mindset. A strong mindset is critical to dealing with an unusual marketplace. Put together for yourself an immediate plan, not only for strengthening your mindsets as a person that deal with diversity. So, COE actually is another thing, the center of influence. I mean, I go and visit my clients once a year. I don't know if you guys do it, but I actually drove about 5,000 miles a year just to visit my client, every one of them, all of the clients that bought and sell properties from me. I see to it that I visit them once a year. I started doing this like every November up to the second week of December, because there's a lot of that I need to go. So it took me like almost 1 month to visit all of them. I don't call them. I just go to their home, bring some gift, I knock on their door and say hi to them. If they're not there, I just take a photo of the gift and send it to them. That's what I did actually. So I see that I visit them once a year. And trust me, you're gonna be on top of their mind if you do that.
I love that, Rodrigo.
Yeah.
Marissa and I do that. We give out apple pies during Thanksgiving, and we split up our list. It's 2 days. She goes one way, I go the other way, and we drop off hot apple pies. At least in the morning, it was hot when we picked it up, right? So I know exactly what you're talking about, and we do that. We visit our clients once a year as well. Yep.
Yeah, and here's another thing actually. I strongly consider and start using what I call reverse offers. Reverse offers actually, if you have somebody that has looked at one of your listings several times on your MLS, I mean, you could check it from your MLS. I strongly consider having your seller write an offer for what they would accept to the buyers, because majority of the time the buyer actually write an offer, but this time seller will write an offer to the potential buyers that, come and visit your, MLS or listing every time. So it's changing. I mean, before, the buyers make an offer. Now it's the seller actually is going to make an offer. So another thing, let's go to the number 5. Build relationships. This is another thing that we need to do. I mean, I know everyone actually are doing this, but building relationships is the key also. A successful, as an agent, will have a jam-packed schedule at all times. Still, that's no excuse for going to build customer relationships. You need to go to extra mile every time with every transactions. Late nights and grueling hours should become the norm, not the exception, at least for a little. Nobody ever said it would be easy to realize a higher level of success. It shouldn't matter if you are selling a home for $200,000 or $20 million. Your attitude should be the same with every client. So this one is very important. Build relationship. Let me tell you something. I have a friend of mine, Joss. I mean, I don't know if you guys know Joss Altman. He's one of the top agent in Beverly Hills. He is selling 200 million, 100 million, $85 million home in Beverly Hills. I tried to sit on one of his open house. I mean, just to get an idea on how does he do the business actually on doing $1 million homes versus $200,000 homes. But honestly, I noticed that there's no difference. It is the same. What we are doing on $200,000 home is the same on $20 million homes also. The only difference that I noticed, their pliers is a lot better than probably on $200,000 homes. Their marketing, stops actually inside the house is a lot better. That is the only thing that I noticed. But other than that, everything are the same. So
That's a good observation, man. Interesting.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed. The best way to build and maintain customer relationship, of course, is listening to every client's individual needs. Agents who focus too much time worrying about their financial gains cannot discern what their client wants. We call it like, commission bread. Because one of the most, we are actually as an agent, we are supposed to be the solutions for the client's problem. Remember that a real estate agent is less of a salesman and more of a guide, a mentor or counselor who helps people through one of the most exciting and usually overwhelming experience of their lives. Because we as an agent, we also buy our properties or investment. But honestly, for the clients, when they buy properties from us, we would like to make sure that you are giving them the best advice, and then not only look for the commissions that you're thinking. Because some agents, they even call the other agents and ask, oh, why are you only paying like 2%? Can you make it 3%? Honestly, based on my experience, I never look on the commissions actually on the buying side. I want to make sure that when the clients tell me this is the house that I want, I never look on the commission, because the commissions will give you, will give it to you. It's gonna happen next. I mean, when you don't look on whatever commission that they give you, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's always gonna come. So I'm gonna have it in my bank, and for sure, whatever I do to them, I always make sure that I prioritize them actually before the commissions. Another thing, build relationship. Next one is ramp up your social media efforts. This is another thing that possibly everyone are doing right now. I mean, but this is very important too, because there are some agents that they don't really post on social media. Sometimes they are afraid, or sometimes they don't really I don't know. I mean, that's why social media presence is also important. I know not everyone actually gonna like you. I mean, some people they're afraid of posting on social media because they might think that people actually don't like them, or people don't click or anything actually on their posting. But honestly, it doesn't matter because people will see you regardless of they like you or not. So that is the most important thing because that is top of mind. I mean, they see you every time, so they remember you. It doesn't matter if they like you or not. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, these are the things are actually that we need to do. If you don't have it, I mean, there's a company that does it. That who could help you actually make it happen. So number 7, implement small business systems. How many agents here are treating their business as a business? Treating real estate business as a business.
I sure am.
Okay, this is good. This is actually the tips that ties everything together. Utilizing the above strategies you are in, implementing small business system. The most successful small business are structured. They follow strict processes. They have well-defined strategies. They have action plans derived from clearly established goals. And most importantly, they focus on customer needs. Don't be afraid to try new things. Just be sure to consistently test your new process so you can stick with the works and deeds what it doesn't. So number 8, doesn't move. But number 8 is actually don't only focus on selling. Why? While selling the houses is a successful real estate agent's primary goal, don't make it at the main focus of your interactions with buyers. Build your connections with buyers so that they feel comfortable and build their trust in you. You are more likely to sell the house if buyers believe you have their best interests at heart. So don't let selling the home be only the focus, actually. So when you talk to your client, make sure, I mean, honestly, on my experience, when I talk to the client, they become my longtime friends, actually. They invite me. I mean, I get invited to like, party of their kids, party of their, the cousins. I mean, sometimes I can even attend actually some of the party that they invited me because of we also had to say no
Sana?
to them.
Sa
Otherwise,
meeting ma siya.
Eddie, go ahead, Eddie.
Tom sa meeting ma siya.
No, we'll take Q&A at the end. Rodrigo, you got 5 minutes, and then we got to wrap it up for do Q&A. Okay.
Okay, thank you. And then number 9. Number 9 is, I don't know what happened to my, here you go. Number 9 is find the mentor. Find the mentor is also important. I mean, as an agent, we need to have somebody actually that would make us accountable on everything that we do. That's why, Tom is here. I mean, he's a great mentor. I mean, he is doing a great business. For sure, I could guarantee you that he's a great mentor. And not only that, I mean, we have a lot of great people, successful people in our company. I mean, we have how many agents? We have about 86,000 agents that, most of them are very successful. I know they're busy, but they're busy, then find another one that's in, what's it, successful in their business, because that is important also. So finding a mentor is actually, there's like Tom Perry, there's Mike Perry, there's Michael Helletstones, there's who else? Tony Robbins. So, you could find, different mentors. But honestly, at EXP alone, we have 24/7 training programs that can be beneficial for new real estate agents. I know we have a lot of seasoned agents here, but we still have a lot of new agents that could actually, enjoy those training that we have. And
We
number
actually
10,
have quite a few mentors in this group right now. There's a lot of us are mentors in the business. I know I'm a mentor. I know Gloria Seppin mentioned earlier in the chat that she's a mentor, so on and so forth. So we've got mentors right here on this call. Daniel Lang is a mentor. Calvin Wong, who's going to be coming up next, is a mentor. You're a mentor, right? So
That's
lots of
correct.
us are mentors as well. All right,
Yeah.
man. Let's wrap it up. Drum roll. What's number 10?
Number 10. There you go. Number 10 is use the right tools and technology. The right technology is crucial for a successful marketing campaign for new agents. Be sure to establish a strong presence on social media. This is the one that I mentioned a while ago. To reach a larger target audience, you should also create a website for potential buyers to visit and visualize the work that you do. But at EXP, we already have our own website. We have different agent has different website. This is a great way to stand out from other agents who may even have more experience than you do. And this is another thing actually. Additional tips actually for successful agents. I mean, we need to create the budget. Actually, when we do advertisement, we want to make sure that you're not gonna break your bank or your pants in your bank. So make sure that you create a budget. Talk to the other agents and make sure that actually you are also doing like networking with different agents, because when you network with different agents, the good thing is like when you make an offer, when you have a listing, you could talk to them and say, hey, you need this thing, blah blah blah. And then another one is screen your clients. This thing is also important. Screening your clients is important, because don't say yes to all of your clients, because some agents actually, especially like the new one, they're afraid of saying no to clients. Actually, they're afraid of saying, or honestly, when you are assistant agents, when you know what you're doing, you can actually fire your clients sometimes. I strongly agree on this one, because there are some clients that is hard to deal with, but if they're giving you a hard time, go look for another one.
How good is it to fire a client, Rodrigo?
Honestly, I actually tell them upfront. I mean, if we're like, if we're gonna have like a headache or probably like a stress on the business that we are doing, I always tell them to look for different agents.
Yeah,
I told it to them. I mean, because I don't want headache. I would rather have peace of mind and sleep in my house rather than having a headache actually,
right.
and dealing with clients. So
I love it, man. Well, listen, why don't you give some closing words? Go ahead and stop sharing your spotlight right now. Give us some closing words, right? You went through how to become a successful real estate agent in 10 steps. Number 1, be available. Number 2, set goals. 3, have a marketing plan in place. 4, become an expert in your market. 5, build relationships. 6, ramp up your social media efforts. 7, implement small business systems. 8, don't only focus on selling. 9, find a mentor. And number 10, use the right tools and technology. Wrap it all up for us, Rodrigo, and then we'll go into Q&A, and then we're going to take a break.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Hoping that you guys get some, inputs or techniques about, what I mentioned a while ago. But all of the things that I've told you is actually pretty much basic things that we just need to, to do every time or implement.
What is your I'll ask one question, then audience, feel free to type in the questions for Rodrigo or open up your mic and ask the questions. We've got another 5 minutes in this segment, and then we're going to basically take a 5-minute intermission and before we hop on to the next session. My question for you, Rodrigo, is what is your outlook for the next 12 months in this real estate market? Where do you see your business going? Number 1, as part A. Part B is what would you encourage the agents to do here? for the next 12 months?
For me, actually, my goal, is to double actually for the next 12 months and to get more agents under me. That is my goal because I already hit, the icon status. So my goal right now is to recruit more agents under me. And then to all agents here actually in our call, my suggestion or I want you to double what you are doing right now, because trust me, in about 12 months, the shipping market will definitely hit everyone. So double the things that you do right now.
I love it. All right, folks, questions for Rodrigo. Rodrigo, there was a question in the chat. What is the name of the company that helps you post social media content? Do you remember? Do you use one?
Honestly, it's Virtual Express because I own a Virtual Express. I own a virtual company, from the Philippines.
Yep.
So if you need the virtual assistant, I could also help you.
There you go. So he has a virtual assistant who can help you from the Philippines. They help him with a lot of his social media posts, his edits, and all that stuff. I do as well. I actually have 4 executive assistants, and they work around the clock. Samantha, who's on the call right now, is one of my executive assistants, right? So that's part of what some of the successful agents do out there. Homeasap.com, someone type in there, also does auto posting for agents. All right, folks, what other questions do you have for Rodrigo? If you follow the chat, New Level Outsourcing is a VA company as well. Folks, any questions for our rockstar Rodrigo, our icon agent? Yes. Christy Davidson says, thank you, Rodrigo, for sharing with us your secrets. All right. This guy closes 40 transactions a year religiously. He sells $28 million in sales volume each and every year. That's about 40 transactions. That's $700,000 per house in the greater Los Angeles, North Los Angeles area. Rodrigo, I can't thank you enough for pouring into us and sharing your secrets. And I appreciate you, man. That's why you're an icon and you're a rock star for us.
Thank you, everyone. And I'm hoping that everyone here on the call actually would be an icon agent, or potentially like 2 times icon or 3 times icon.
2 times, 3 times icon. That's right. I know you're shooting for your 2nd year icon, right? And are you going to hit it this year again?
Yes, that is my goal actually, to hit my 2nd icon. Yeah.
I know you will. All right, folks. Listen, we're going to take a 7-minute intermission. Here's what's coming up next. We just finished the first part of 3 parts for Big Win Wednesday. This happens each and every week. You were invited here by somebody. This is not really open up to the public, right? Whoever invited you cared about you enough to share with you the invite, and that's why you're here. In 6 minutes, we come back and we do EXP Explained. We have 2 rock star agents by the name of Daniel Eng and Calvin Wong. They go by the We Partners Network. There they are. Here you go, Daniel. I'm going to spotlight you, and why don't you give us a quick dance and what to expect. Daniel, give us a 30-second preview of what we're going to go through, and then we're going to break.
Well, it's going to be great. I mean, the main thing about, explaining the model correctly, right? I think there's 86,000 of us. And it's also how we explain the model, right? Every group, every person explains it differently. And I hope that, the next 30, 40 minutes, Calvin and I are able to explain the commercial side of the business, because the commercial is just shy over a little bit 2 years now. We moved over because of leadership and just excited. Calvin's in Miami flying back today. So he's going to present the beginning portion of it. And hopefully we can have some Q&As, and hopefully we do a good job. I appreciate Rodrigo stepping up, being on the first call and giving back information for all of us. And it's always good to see, we're all the same, right? We're all learning from each other. We're all growing, and hopefully we can continue that.
All right. Stay tuned. We're going to go to commercial break for 5 minutes. We'll come right back in 5 minutes. John Rozak, take it over, man. Thank you. I'll be right back, folks.